And here we go. Final form going to start off here. I'm going to start right at the sanctuary. Not even going to check the chest. What are you doing?
Looks like we just have a piece of hard and light Link's house. Sorry about that.
No, absolutely. You're on the same path I was there. Yeah, final form not even checking the sanctuary chest, going straight for Houlihan. Meanwhile, yeah, the other three runners are going to be all doing the uncle route here, and a couple of them are even going to do a tree pull to see if they can get some early money or bombs.
Just single bombs.
Hey, that's still better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a pretty good start for that. That saves them some money later on. Let's see what Uncle has for us here. Just a 5-arrow upgrade. Now we're going to see what's in Uncle's chest down next door. And we got a map for Misery Meyer. Uh-oh.
Now we're going to finally see what's in Sanctuary, which is the flute!
Final Four made a big mistake for getting that chest! So we find the flute in the Sanctuary chest. Final Form's going to eventually have to go back for that. Hopefully he doesn't forget he left that there. Meanwhile, Nickynoel going to make an early play on Escape without any weapon. This is a risky play.
I've done it before, though. I mean, if you've got 5 bombs and you know how to kind of work with the soldiers, you can do it. You just got to practice it.
I didn't say it couldn't be done. I just said it was a risky play here, but hope if it pays off, it'll be a good one. And we're going to get an early lumberjack check. Looks like a single arrow there.
And that at least gets Aga out, unless you need the portal to go to the dark.
No, wait, no, I just took another look. It's the cane of Brian.
Ooh, Brian, we found your cane! Come to the lost and found!
Yes. But no, we won't be seeing that this race, because they're not going to want to pick that up. That's not an essential item.
Got another burrito in the Lost Woods.
Yep, we got a map for Desert Palace. That's actually helpful information this early on, and we find out it's the green pendant at Desert.
Wow.
Find a heart container in the Forest Thieves hideout. Looks like Nicky has not found much here in the Escape just yet, but let's see if we can find anything after killing this guard. Having a little trouble with the bombs there. It looks like Final Form also making the Escape play.
Yeah.
And just 5 rupees there, unfortunately, so not much in Escape. Only finding money so far. We'll see if Zelda's treasure chest has anything. Meanwhile, Just Defend and Thalanee heading into Kakariko Village. Gonna find a whole slew of items here. Though, Just Defend needs to be careful. He does not have any bombs. So, unless he finds any downstairs, he's probably gonna have to buy some. Or hopefully get enough money for some, because he's running short.
I mean, I was about to say there's 30 rupees in there, but it's behind a bomb wall.
Yep, well, we got a key to the Aga Tower, Ether Medallion. That might be interesting later on. And Fire Rod!
4 hard Skullwoods, anyone?
Anyone brave enough for that? Let's see. Meanwhile, in the waterfall, we've got the well, I should say, we got Big 20. Ooh, Power Glove!
It's so bad.
5-arrow upgrade.
Red meringue.
And the red meringue. And yes, indeed, the Power Glove is so bad. That lack of bombs may come back to bite him. Let's see if Thalanee finds anything in the back of there. As Just Defend, everyone rise for the Link to Past National Anthem. And the goose is loose. Also, we should comment, Thalanee found Hookshot in the well. Ooh, Just Defend is going to be paying for that later.
Hopefully he remembers to go get some bombs and go back there.
That is kind of important, especially with something like Hookshot.
Mirror!
Oh, the mirror in the tavern! What is going on with this scene? We're getting a ton of items very early here.
All right, so, I mean, that's going to beg the question, what's going to be the troll item? Because if you're getting this many items this soon, there is going to be a troll item.
Oh, absolutely, my friend. You know it as well as I do. There's definitely going to be something trolling here. Just Defend checking out the library. Just a single rupee, it looks like, up there.
Thalaney's about to check Chicken Hut.
Yep, let's see what he finds back there. Just a piece of heart. And I cannot see what's at the race game, but it must not have been anything important because Just Defend saying no thanks and heading right to the South Shore.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like Final Form did eventually go to the Sanctuary. He's got his flute now.
Good.
So I'll be activating that soon here. And it looks like, I didn't see this earlier, Nickynoel found big 20 in the back of the Thieves' Hut, so that didn't pay off. But nonetheless, let's see what's in the dam here. Just another piece of heart. He's going to skip that. And where is he fluting to?
He doesn't have bombs. He can't do mini Moldorm.
Oh, that's going to cost him. That lack of bombs is biting him so hard. Already losing hookshot out of it. And now Mini Moldorm Cave, if that has anything big in it, that is going to be painful for him.
Which he can't even go to Zahastra's closet because of the bombs, so he's just going right to Eastern.
Yep, going straight to Eastern Palace. We'll see if he finds anything out of there. All right, it was 10 arrows in the race game. Now I can see that.
Thalaney's going up to Death Mountain, going to use the hook shot to sequence break for the old man. Or to the red meringue. I actually like that better.
Yeah, it makes a little more sense. It's only a minor sequence break, though, since, you know, you need to... Oh, Fighter Sword in Eastern! So Just Defend not getting completely screwed over here. Finding a Fighter Sword now. Will be able to actually defend themselves as they go further into the dungeon. Looks like Thalane's struggling a little bit there in the dark caves. Oh, we have a compassed pod in Eastern. How funny that we find a compass to a Dark World dungeon in its Light World counterpart.
Very interesting.
Final Form now checking out the well. Both him and Nickynoel getting their hook shots here.
Thalaney's noping out, and I guess he got stuck trying to find old man. Or he's still going. It looked like he was about to nope out.
All right, 50 rupees there for Just Defend. He's gonna have one more chest to check, which is the vanilla big key chest. We find a piece of heart from the bottle vendor. Nobody had checked that yet.
No, he doesn't have the big key. He can't check the big key chest.
No, he can't check the big chest, but he can check the vanilla big key chest through the dark room.
Right, my bad.
All right, all right. I know that sounds confusing.
So many.
Nickynoel now.
Go ahead.
So many places, so many names. I understand. Nickynoel now heading to the back of Escape here. We got 3 chests back here. Let's see if we find something good back here. We find 50 rupees, a small key to pod, and a big key to Misery Mire.
Bottle on Spectacle Rock.
That's interesting. And half magic in the cave. I think Paladin's gonna pick that up.
I would.
It's not that far out of the way, and it could pay off in the long run. Just Defend getting to the big key there. Oh, Master Sword!
Whoa!
2 sword upgrades in Eastern Palace alone. That's good and bad for many reasons.
Well, unless they find the lamp, it doesn't mean Aga, because the thing is, he had to sequence break to get to that.
True. But still, considering we've only found one glove upgrade, we still don't know where the Moon Pearl is, and we don't have the hammer, That's putting some very scary thoughts into our heads here.
Where did Thalanee get the cape though?
Did he finally turn into the old man?
Maybe. I don't remember.
That's the only thing I can think of, because he's the one who's got it, and he's the one who's been up to Death Mountain. We'll find out from Final Form here in a second. Just Defend now finally got some bombs. Gonna check out Sarasto's closet. We find a piece of heart, a big key to Ice Palace, and another piece of heart.
Okay, so the chat confirmed that Old Man did in fact have cape. So that still means Aga would be a sequence break right now, because both of those, the logic would say you have to have the lamp to go get it.
Very true, very true. We'll see what Nickynoel finds here, because he's going to be the first one into the mini Moldorm cave. And use bomb strats on those Moldorms, gets through no problem. What do we find in here? We find a compass to Eastern, a small key to Desert. Ooh, that's tempting. Big key to Thieves Town, another big key to Desert. Uh-oh. And a small key to Thieves Town. So pretty good key loaded here, mini Moldorm cave.
Yeah.
Thalanee now going to take that hook shot and go check out the Paradox Cave and the Spiral Cave. This is what I like to call the new Hype Cave, ladies and gentlemen, because there's almost always good items to be found here, especially in a run like Keysanity. And Nickynoel heading up to the Ice Rod Cave. We'll see if that pays off for him. Let's see what we find here. Triple bombs and a small key to Pod. Those Pod keys building up fast.
There's 6 of them, so there's going to be plenty of them.
Indeed. I could not see what was on the float on Lake Hylia Island, unfortunately. Oh, in the Ice Rod Cave, we find a small key to Misery Mire. Not really that helpful, honestly, because you don't need that many keys if you know what you're doing. Let's see what the other Paradox Cave has. We've got a small key to Pod. There's another one. Titan's Bits! Triple bombs. Big 20. And powder!
Well, the logic is suggesting to go to Mire and Desert, and with that Titan's Mitts, they can now do both.
That's true. They just need the Moon Pearl, at least to get to Mire.
Mm-hmm.
So it all comes down to where is the Moon Pearl. There's still a few locations we haven't checked yet, Agnes Cave being the more prominent one yet. Thalanee tried to do a bomb jump there, unfortunately could not quite get it. It's going to have to go the long way around. All right, Nickynoel now heading up to Eastern Palace. Thalanee doing his South Shore run. Final Form also doing the same. Just Defend going to finish up their run here in Kakariko that they couldn't do earlier now that they have some bombs in their disposal. Got to find those items, including that hook shot they passed up.
Yeah, since we're going over a lot of different places, let's give a quick shout out to our trackers, Walther4 and Slim Kirby. They're making sure we have accurate information on where all of our runners are. So shout out to our fine trackers here.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the trackers, the unsung heroes of the Randomizer tournament. Always they're the most helpful, and yet nobody seems to remember them half the time. Unless, of course, they forget something, and then everyone always shouts them out.
That's always how it is.
It really is. All right, so Nickynoel now is going through Eastern Palace, finding all the items that Just Defend found earlier. Hopefully, we'll even come across that Master Sword. While Thalanee finishing up in the Mini Moldorm Cave, Final Form heading to Ice Rod Cave. Just so much chaos going on here. So what question is who makes the next big play? Who makes the next unseen play here?
A lot of people here are wanting the Moon Pearl and Checkerboard Cave.
I don't think that's actually possible, considering you have to go to the Dark World to do it. But oh, thalanee is heading to Mire.
The thing is, you can still use the mirror in the Dark World, so I would think it's still in the logic.
Maybe. We'll see.
I actually think I've seen it once before. The Moon Pearl being in the Checkerboard Cave.
Well, we'll see soon enough. The thalanee is heading over to desert, going to check the desert ledge. Final form heading over to Agatas Cave. We find Beetorp over there on the desert ledge, but thalanee not opting to pick it up. He's going to go ahead and head inside desert. Also, oh, what happened to Thalane's sprite? I think we had a little bit of visual glitch there. Got 5-bomb upgrade in Agatas Cave, so that's not paying off. Let's see what up. He's going to immediately head for the big chest. You got the big key earlier. All right. Ooh, blue tunic at the big chest. Nice find for thalanee.
Mm-hmm. See what's on the torch. A small key, so boots may be needed, depending on what that key is.
It's very true. And there's our lamp.
Okay.
So all those dark rooms we've seen earlier are now back in play.
Mm-hmm.
Since we found the small key, we can pretty much full clear this dungeon. We can
Yep.
But the only thing is that we know this is the green pendant. This actually could be a good play for thalanee. If he completes this first, defeats Landmolus, he could turn around and he hasn't been to Eastern yet. He could turn around and drop off the green pendant while he's heading to Eastern.
Mm-hmm. And with half magic and Fire Rod basically being your only way to attack Landmolus, that half magic pickup also pays off for him.
Absolutely. To answer your question in chat, I think it's way too early for us to call who's going to win this race just this early on. A lot of things can change very fast. I mean, we're just over 15 minutes into this race. Things can change in a hurry. I've seen races go all over the place by like an hour in, so I'm not calling any names just yet.
No, it's way too early. I think the one thing we should reiterate is that it's 2 races right now. We have Nickynoel and thalanee racing against each other, and Just Defend and Final Form against each other. So it's not. So there's going to be 2 winners in this race, not just one.
Yes, our chat actually did point that out earlier, so we'll see what happens. Final Form now, it looks like he might be picking the play on Tower of Hera here. Also, to shout out to V-Ranin for the Twitch Primes to resub. Thank you for your continued support. And Just Defend making an early play on Agatower. So we're seeing a lot of big plays here very quickly. It's going to be hard to keep up with this, but let's see what we can find here. Final Form heading downstairs and finds a map. He's going to go ahead and pick that up. We got a map for Pod. And, Just Defend finding the small key for Tower of Hera in Agatower. So that means basement's now in play. Oh, and Moon Pearl from Landmolus!
Wow!
Desert Palace required! You have to full clear desert and pick up the green pendant in order to get Dark World access.
Wow.
What a play by thalanee. Reading the logic of those 2 keys and grabbing those. We got Bombos from Tower of Hera. thalanee now going to check out the 2 chests here in the Mire Shack. It's 50 rupees and a piece of heart.
Now we're going to see what's in Checkerboard Cave.
Indeed, indeed. Let's see what we find in here. Ooh, small key. That might be helpful. Let's see which one it is. Misery Mire key. And yes, to answer your question in chat, we did say that Dark Desert Palette is required since the Land Molus dropped the Moon Pearl. Also, thank you to Gwig Games for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you for the support. Okay, I just saw the booze bunny sprite. That's amazing.
Yeah, all of the artists that do all of this, all these sprites for us it's so awesome.
Indeed. Also, thank you to Karateru for the $4.99 resub, and Bayate Firefix for the Twitch Prime resub. Oh Lord, we got a sub train going here. I'm afraid now. Just Defend gonna make an early check on Super Bunny Cave. Finds the Fisher Price Shield and 50 rupees. We call it the Super Bunny Cave because even when you're in bunny form, if you drop down a hole, they can still access chests that way. So that's why it's called Super Bunny Cave. And thank you to Dime2388 for the Twitch Prime sub.
Is that a chocobo with the Kakatar sprite?
Queek, queek. Yeah, that's a green chocobo, it looks like, from my end. That is adorable.
$100 and Compass to Swamp in the chess game.
Not much there.
Spiral Cave for Just Defend with the sleeper strats.
Yep, get your resident sleepers in chat, ladies and gentlemen. We find another compass in the Sea House for Ice Palace. Heart container on the floating island on Nickynoel's end. Yeah, what's in the Spiral Cave? Just another heart container. Thalanee now going to check the bomb hut here in Village of Outcast. He's the first one into full Dark World access. He's going to take advantage of that real fast. Gets a key to Grandin's Tower. Probably won't be helpful too much, but you need at least a couple keys to get through the gauntlet, so yeah, not bad.
You really just need one to start the gauntlet, so having that one and Quake on Turtle Rock.
Oh, well, the one medallion we haven't found yet. We found Bombos and Ether, but we have not found Quake, so Quake required for Turtle Rock. Also, how very vanilla.
Then we have Thalanee going to the digging game.
Yep, gonna pay old Alec Baldwin a visit here. Also, thank you to Tylo26 for the Twitch Prime sub. So let's see what we find here, the digging game. How many digs will it take to find it, too? That's always the fun part.
We're
getting close. Oh, is it gonna be a full 30?
It's just a $20.
20 bucks. Just Defend picking up their B-Torp there from the Spectacle Rock, and they've got the small key, so they're gonna dig a little bit deeper into Tower of Hera, because they'll be able to check the basement. Downlane now gonna pick up old Jeremiah and drop him off. See what the Smiths have for us today. What are they baking in that oven? All right, let's see what the Smiths have for us. It's a big key for Turtle Rock.
Okay.
So they're locksmiths today, it seems. And looks like Just Defend was going to try for the invincibility strats, but unfortunately couldn't quite get it off, so now he's going to have to do a little dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Lunchbox going on a little tour. While we stop at the mirror ledge.
Otherwise known as K45. And, ooh, red tunic! Never required, but never gonna turn that down if you get an easy way to get to it.
All that work for a single green rupee.
Just defend getting debated. Down lane now, gonna check out old Stumpy. And we find a small key to Ice Palace. Oh, that's certainly not bad.
I'll take it.
Good point by chat. That lane did not take the opportunity to check the Bat Cave while he was over there. He could have warped from the Dark World using the mirror and jumped into the well there. So they could have checked it. But he is going to check the bomb shop to find out where crystals 5 and 6 are. Let's see. Skull Woods and Thieves Town. Given that we already have Fire Rod, that's a couple of easy 5 and 6 crystals. We might see some early Pyramid Fairy checks.
Yep. Time for Prince, your old pal, the Prince Cave.
Haha, the artist formerly known as Hype Cave. Glad you keep up with that. Let's see what you get. Oh, das Boot!
What are those?
Oh, what a find right out the gate. Piece of heart, small key to GT, another piece of heart, and another piece of heart. So, not a full Hype Cave, but certainly not a trash cave.
Could say almost a meh cave.
Nah, I wouldn't even call it that. I mean, come on, it's the boots. We're at a speed run. Gotta go fast. So, it's not a hype cave, because you need more than one good item for a hype cave, but it's definitely not a trash cave. Just defend picking up that B-Torp there off the desert ledge. Nickynoel gonna finish off Landmola's just as Final Form already did. Let's see what the triple chest has. 300 rupees, not bad. Because they still need Zora money. Nobody has checked Zora yet.
Nope. Yes, chat was asking about Thalanee and Final Form not having swords. Both of them are in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, there was two swords in Eastern Palace. One right at the start there in that first chest on the bridge, and the other one is in the vanilla big key chest. So, ooh, and Thalanee going to take advantage of his new boots. He's going to head straight for the King's Tomb.
Nickynoel just got the green pendant.
And just triple bombs. Actually, it's funny. Nobody's turned in the green pen yet, have they?
No. Not that I saw.
Yeah, that might come into play later. Of course, Thalanee was in Dark Light World this whole time, so could not check the Graveyard Ledge. Might want to come back for that later if you can.
I think it's Siderayan. Man, I'm trying to get these names. No one has sequence break to try check Hobo or Waterfall yet.
Yeah, no fake flippers yet here. We got a small key to Total Rock in the Bomb Cave. Oh, and wait a minute. Final Form is making an early, I think might be making an early play into Meyer, but the problem is you need a sword to activate the medallions. Whoops!
Oopsie daisy.
And Thalanee gonna check out the back escape for using bombs, forgetting, hey, you've got boots, you don't need bombs.
He runs into the bomb.
That extra little kick, right?
Mm-hmm. Final Forms is it looks like he's about to turn in the pendant.
Yep, he hasn't been to Eastern yet, so he's going to check Sir Hostele's closet and turn in that green pendant. We might find out if there's something good there. I'm going to laugh if it's the bow. Oh, no, they still need the big key for Eastern, so it wouldn't help. Let's see what it is. Nope, single rupee. Thanks for killing that boss for all that hard work and putting yourself in danger like that. Here's a penny. Don't spend it all in one place. question in chat. What 3 dungeons would absolutely suck to have as pendants? See, that's tricky because it really depends. It really depends on your routing and what items you find. Because if you find a lot of items for a certain dungeon, you want to get it done as quick as you can. And if it's a pendant dungeon, it just inclines you to stay away from it. So there's really no one dungeon that I would want to have as a pendant. That I wouldn't want to have as a pendant. Okay, Nickynoel now heading over to Hookshot Cave. We haven't seen this yet. Let's see if we find anything interesting here. We have, big key to Tower of Hera. Oh, that's interesting. Big 20. Flippers! And another big 20. Also, thank you to Inatizzy for the Twitch Prime sub. All right, final form now. Checking out Skull Woods here. Finds the red shield. Nice find for that. Certainly not terrible, but good. We shall see if that comes into play later. And I think final form is going to make a quick play here. He might go straight for the boss because he has that fire rod. And Nickynoel taking the cue from that big key, going straight back into Tower of Hera. Doesn't have the small key, but we also know that the basement's kind of pointless anyway, so it's probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what else Final Form finds here in the other end of Skull Woods. Just 10 rupees. Dallin gonna head over to the floating island over here. Gotta pick up that heart container.
With how few hearts they have, and how much I suck at this race, I totally approve of an extra heart.
I am with you there, my friend. I have tried playing Keysanity casually, and I had to quit because I couldn't handle it. There, you find a big 20 in the small chest here in Tower of Hera. Now it's time to check the big chest. What we find there? A small key to Ice Palace. It looks like just rupees on the bumper cave, so that's probably not getting picked up today. Just defend, checking the back, checking further chests here in Aga Tower. Finds another heart container. Not quite what he was hoping for, but now he's got that cleared out. Probably won't be seeing Aghanim anyway, so that's the end of that. All right, now we don't know if Tower of Hera is a crystal or a pendant, so we're about to find out here as Nickynoel is going to be taking on Trolldorm. And for some of you, yes, we do know his name is actually Moldorm. We call him Trolldorm for a reason. If you played this game, you know exactly why.
Nickynoel's getting close to showing us that reason why, although he's doing pretty good now.
Trolldorm, they're trolling. Yeah, he got it. Takes him down. Let's see what he gets. It's a small key to Skull Woods and the red pendant. Again, so unfortunately not necessary, not really much out of Tower of Hera, but now we have that information. And thalanee doing taking advantage of those flippers. We're going to be starting to see some hobo checks and potentially a Zora play. He has the money for it. Oh, I did not see what the sick kid just dropped.
I was looking at our screen earlier.
All right, Walter says small key to swamp.
Thank you.
Thank you, Walter, one of our wonderful trackers there. As Dowling checking hobo and gets a 5-bomb upgrade. And Nickynoel to take advantage of those potions, those bottles they got. Get a couple blue potions for later. Not a bad call. Though I might have waited on that because they need that Zora money right now.
Yeah. I mean, again, I will never say don't take any extra safeties with you, but you're right. Zora is. They still need to save the 500 for Zora.
Considering how this has been a poverty seed here, we haven't seen much money, and most of it's out of the way to get to. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them later. Alan gonna check the waterfall of wishing now. Hammer! Everybody stop! Hammer time. Let's see if the fish has anything. Plus, we can find out what is on the sledge here, which Thalanee will be able to pick up. And, there's some extra rupees in case you didn't have enough to bid with.
Life lesson, love lesson, or an actual item?
That's the question. What do we got? Mushroom! Oh, hashtag fetch quest!
Yo, dog, I heard you like fetch quests, so I fetch quests while you fetch quests, so you can fetch quests while you fetch quests.
Nice! Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
We're seeing a lot of similar checks from everybody here. Now, Swamp Palace is completable, but not fully, since they don't have the big key. They can't check the big chest, but every other part of Swamp Palace is accessible at this point.
I'm surprised no one's gone into Thieves Town yet.
I know, right? I mean, they have the big key for Thieves Town, and they have the extra key they need to check the... You know what's holding them back? And I think Thalanee, actually for Thalanee, it might be the right call to make sooner or later, because they didn't have the hammer. And you don't want to go in there and pass up that big chest. It will haunt you.
Yeah.
Final form now, checking out Prince Cave, getting Das Boot. And also, yeah, chat pointing out, our two left runners, Nickynoel and IsntEven, both have Master Sword. Our two right runners are still swordless. Because they didn't go into Eastern yet. Alright, so again, we're seeing a lot of similar plays here. It looks like Nickynoel's considering going in for that Mafia play. Only they had the book. That would be even more fun. Everyone, cross your fingers. Let's hope the Book of Medora is here in Skull Woods in one of these two chests. You know why. All right, Thalanee now taking on Trolldorm.
Well, your dreams are if Mafia has the book.
What was it that came out of that chest? I think it was a
just
compass.
a compass. Yeah, it was just a compass.
Oh, that's pointless. IsntEven now making his Zora play.
He doesn't have enough money, though.
Oh.
He's like $70 short.
Then why didn't he go around? He got that 300 rupees sitting right there. He could have grabbed that, come back around, and got it.
I thought it was just 50.
Oh, I could have sworn it was like at least 300. I thought it said 100 or 300.
Well, Talane's going to do Spike Cave.
Ooh, this could be interesting. He's got the half magic. He's got the cape. This could be a fun play here.
Oh! Wallmaster got Nickynoel.
Oh, trolled again. Let's see what the Spike Cave has. Just 10 arrows. So now the question is, which one's going to make the Thieves Town play first? Just Defend's getting close to it. And we find the Piece of Heart is the prize for the mushroom, so that was a waste. So Zora now can officially be called a scam.
Nickynoel's got to be careful. Got that blue potion.
Oh, good thing they got that when they did. Got their magic back up. They're going to be able to take on Mothula here. Watch those spikes. There you go. You got it. You got it. A little bit more. Mothula not going down. There we go. And it looks like thalanee will be the first one to make the play. Oh, Tempered Sword from Mothula.
We got our first crystal.
Yeah, big play there for Nickynoel. And Thieves Town, Thieves Town dropping a map to Tower of Harrow. That's kind of useless at this point. We already found out it's a pendant.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else Thieves Town drops. Oh, there's the compass for Thieves Town. So slowly but surely, our runners are starting to converge pretty much into the Thieves Town area. Everyone's starting to realize that's the play to make here. We got a heart container. Let's see what that last chest has before we start checking the back. Just a piece of heart.
Thanks, Moo Cow. Maybe. I never thought my voice would be sexy.
All right, final form now. Gonna check out the Graveyard Cave. Let's see what this has hiding. We haven't seen this yet.
No, Mammoth, Shiny, they are all on the same seed.
Yes, all 4 of our runners on the exact same seed.
It is 2 separate races, but they're using the same seed so that we all can follow along. Because we've had it be 2 different seeds before, and that is not easy to track.
No, it is not. Nor is it easy to commentate. That is a nightmare in and of itself. So, yeah, we're just keeping them on the same seed. Doesn't really hurt nothing to do that way. All right. Dowlin going to check the back here. Oh, there's Quake!
Quack, quack.
We got our bacon coin, ladies and gentlemen. So that means we'll be checking out the Turtle Rock before too long once we find that ice rod.
That was the one thing I was been thinking. I'm like, the only other dungeon that looks like can be playable is Turtle Rock, and now that you got the Quake, maybe time to jump in there when you're done here.
Oh yeah, good point. We still need the infamous Cane of Samaria.
Oh yeah.
I get the feeling we'll be seeing that before too long at this rate. Set the maiden, and we got a big 20 from the maiden's chest. So let's see what's in the big chest, shall we? Pretty much everyone now in Thieves Town. It's pretty much the only play you can make at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Ooh, heart container.
So, question for you, Shades. Of these 3 dungeons, where would you go next? Ice, Mire, or Turtle Rock?
Ooh, that is a tough one. Looking at our current key counts, I think I'd... It depends. I think if we find the cane before we go there, I'd say Mire. However, otherwise, I'd probably say Ice. Because we can't do Turtle Rock without the cane of Samaria.
Right, I keep forgetting that.
All right, Thalanee doing a pretty good job. A swordless fight against Blind there. Gets a small key to Turtle Rock. Also, I know some of our chat's already been commenting on this, but we had to comment on the custom sprites we got using. I believe Nickynoel's using the Shadow Queen sprite. Thalanee with the Invisible Link. Justifan using good old Boo. And Final Form with the Cactar. Alright, Thalanee now going to check out Pig Cave. I don't think we've seen this yet. Big 20.
Magic bat time.
Yep. And chat rightly pointing out, because Nickynoel did finish off Modula first, as soon as they finish up here in Thieves Town, they could make a play on the Pyramid Fairy, and that could have something big.
Just a compass.
Yeah, I think we saw that earlier. Compass to Hera.
Oh, sorry. Trying to watch 4 streams at once, you can easily miss stuff.
Happens to me all the time, my friend. Also, to answer your question, chat, boots were in Prince Cave or Hype Cave, as you might know it. Final Form now finally making the play on Eastern Palace. Not going to be too excited about what he finds, but having some swords will probably make him feel a little better. Oh, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Thalanee might be making the play on Swamp.
Certainly looks like it.
Well, again, the only chest that they can't check in here would probably be the big chest. So I can understand the play here. I mean, missing one chest, and it's not that hard to get back to if you need to go back and check it. It's not like Ice Palace or Thieves Town where that chest is way out of the way.
Mm-hmm. And also, the getting to Argus is also pretty. I mean, it's not the easiest, but it's also not the worst. If it is, in fact, a crystal.
All right, so let's see. Ooh, we got another shield upgrade in Swamp Palace, so that means at some point we'll be seeing a right shield. Well, let's see what else we find here in Swamp. Oh, just 10 arrows to start off with, so nothing too exciting yet, but we still got that entire left side to check. Yeah, Chad, I can understand. Yeah, but the pink boo, it does look kind of like Kirby, doesn't it? Though I believe there, I don't know, is there? I believe there was a Kirby sprite. I know there's one being tested. All right, so we're still waiting on any big plays here. Down lane's gonna be checking this, the bottom end here of Swamp. Let's see what that one chest has. And probably gonna make a play for the left side afterwards.
That would really be the only play left.
Yep,
50 bucks.
Not much there. So that once again brings up the question, what's going to be the next big play here? When are we going to find our next big item play?
I mean, realistically, other than big keys, all we're waiting on is the cane, the D, and Ice Rod if Turtle Rock is required.
And given the fact that we already know where 2 of the pendants are, it's a high possibility. Final form now making the play on Skull Woods here. He's going to be going swordless strats on Mothula. This will be tricky for him. And yeah, absolutely. Pedestal Dream is still alive in some capacity. We couldn't do a hype index because of all the potential keys that could be on the pedestal. But in terms of items, you know, Bow could still be there because we don't know if Eastern or Pod are crystals or pendants. Ice Rod could always be on the pedestal unless Turtle Rock is in play as a pendant. And of course, Cane of Samaria well, actually no, Cane of Samaria is not likely because one of those 2 has to be a pendant. Actually no, it could still be. Yeah, if Ice Palace or Swamp Palace ends up being a pendant, then yeah, Cane of Samaria could be on the pedestal. And of course, GT Big Key.
Oh, that I had a seed that trolled me with that. I had to do a blind pedestal pull when all I had left was the Hera Big Key and the GT Big Key, and of course, it was the Hera Big Key.
Ah. And actually, I was mistaken. Final Form does have his sword. He actually got his temper now. It's Thalanee that's going to be doing swordless Argus. Here,
he doesn't have the big key.
You don't need the big key for Swamp.
Right. So many things I keep forgetting.
Yep, which means he's going to be playing a little game I like to call Menu Simulator 2018. All right, let's see what's in these last 2 chests here. We find a small key to Pod and 10 arrows. Still not finding any essential items here. Swamp is coming up bust at this point. Unless there's something in this last chest or on Argus. Nope, just another 5-hour upgrade. All right, Nickynoel has... Okay, Nicky, what are you doing? You have the big bomb. Why aren't you checking Pyramid Fairy? Oh, speaking of Pyramid, Just Event find a small key to Turtle Rock on the Pyramid itself. That's another thing we haven't checked. We haven't checked Catfish.
Nope. No one's gone anywhere close to Pod either, so...
Well, Just Defend's on his way there. To answer a question in chat, Hitzion, yeah, Thalanee is kind of doing an unintentional swordless mode because he just hasn't found the swords yet. There's 2 of them in Eastern Palace, and then Mothula drops the 3rd.
Speaking of swords, how trolly would it be if Argus has the last pendant?
Chat was just thinking the same thing. We could see a blind pedestal pull. All right, let's see what the catfish has. Just a compass to Desert Palace. Kind of useless since everyone's already defeated Clear Desert Palace.
That's why catfish usually is forgotten.
All right, Thalanee using Fire Rod strats on Argus here. It's a little tricky to aim this thing. Got to be careful of this magic here, but he gets it. All right, let's see what Argus drops. Small key to Misery Mire and a crystal. So, Swamp Palace, aside from it being a crystal dungeon, you could have go-moded this one.
There still is that big chest.
That's true. I'm going to laugh if there's something in there.
You and me both.
Looks like now Thalanee's going to finally make the play on Ice Palace here. All right, Ice Palace has quite a few items in it. Not as much as Swamp does with its 6 chests, but definitely a good solid 5 in here for Thalanee, so he might be likely to find something here.
Final form's going into Mire.
Ooh, that's a big play here.
Yeah.
Especially since we don't have the Cane of Samaria. If he doesn't find it in here, then he's not gonna be able to clear this dungeon. And that's going to be trouble because we do know that this is a crystal dungeon. So this could be a big problem if he has to end up double dipping when he didn't need to. Justify now going to head up Tower of Hera. Going to find out that's a waste of time.
Slim Kirby, I agree with you, actually. I think, especially with the fact that the one thing that's holding... that the cane only holds back the boss, Mire wouldn't be that hard to double dip. It'd be pretty quick to get back there just to go fight Vitreous.
That's true. We'll see what happens here. He finds the key to Hyrule Castle, which that's kind of useless unless there's something in that sewer chest we haven't checked yet.
Oh! Missed the bomb jump.
The Ice Palace bomb jump. Probably the one trick you want to make sure you have mastered if you are ever going to plan on speedrunning this game. Randomizer or vanilla.
Definitely. Like, if you're learning how to run this race or run this game, definitely like one time take like 40 bombs and like all hearts and just go to Ice Palace and just practice that thing again and again and again.
Or if you're using an emulator, just save state it.
That's true.
You got some Mountain Dew and Misery Mire there.
$20.
Yep, he's gonna head up and around since he doesn't have a need for the big chest. Now, Just Defend gonna go ahead and head into Ice Palace as well. See if he does have any better. You know, we won't find much so far, but let's see if Thalanee finds anything here. Oh, Literacy and Mire.
Uh-oh.
And unfortunately, though, Final Form's already defeated Mothula. He may not be tempted to go back. We may not be seeing a pedestal seed, though, or pedestal check, though we could see something else. We could see those the tablets have something. Aside to that, we're not finding much here in Ice Palace, unfortunately. And again, we're not finding much better here in Misery Mire either. What is going on here? Oh, never mind! Silvers!
But it's certainly something.
But that's it. That's it for his run in Mire, since he did not find the cane. All right, so it looks like Final Form. Okay, I thought he was heading up. No, he's going to head the other way. Is he going to where I think he's going? No, he can't. Where's he going?
Can't get in there without the cane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But where is he checking? Unless he's done something else. Unless he hasn't done something that everyone else has done. Maybe Hookshot Cave?
Oh yeah, he doesn't have the flippers. He hasn't done Hookshot Cave yet.
Ah, that explains it. That also explains why he's in an Ice Palace yet either. Oh, and I just realized Just Defend does have the other runners do have the Ice Palace big key, but it's only triple bombs.
Time for a dip into the Cold Stare Creamery. Ugh.
Yep, we'll see what the puffballs have hiding on them. Now, Thalanee's going to have to do this swordless here. He's going to have to rely on his hammer, which means he's not going to be able to corner them as easily. But Just Defend and Nickynoel both have at least a sword of some kind. Nicky having Tempered Sword will make that fight a lot easier for them.
One more to go.
And he's got it.
And
All right, let's see what he drops. It's a map to Ganon's Tower.
and a crystal.
So we can confirm Ice Palace is indeed a crystal dungeon. Which means it's down to 2 dungeons to determine whether or not which one's appended, because we've only got Eastern and Turtle Rock unaccounted for. And did my eyes just deceive me, or did Final Form find Ice Rod at the Ether Tablet?
That's what I think it is. It looked kind of pixely, so I couldn't see it.
Yeah,
It was.
Chad's confirming Ice Rod.
Finding
So that
it.
book actually ended up coming in handy.
Yeah. That cane, that cane is like really huge right now.
Yeah, where is the cane? Because right now, let's see. The only dungeons we haven't checked yet are Eastern, Pod, and Turtle Rock.
And you can't get into Turtle Rock.
Nope.
You've got 4 keys for Pod right now. So you could at least get most of the chests.
I think that's the thing. I think that's requiring a double dip into Pod. To respond to someone in chat, yeah, if you know how to hover, you can hover Turtle Rock, but not many runners know how to hover that well. It's not an easy trick to do, to be completely honest.
Final form getting trolled by Trolldorm.
Ugh, never fun.
He's trying to dash?
Is he nuts? But he gets it. Not gonna be happy with it, but he gets it. Also, to follow up on that whole hovering thing, even if you do hover into Turtle Rock, because of how hard it is to, because of how many spots require the keying, you're not going to be able to fully check Turtle Rock if you hover in. So no matter what, you pretty much do need the keying to full clear Turtle Rock.
Thalaneen's going to the dark chest and escape.
Ooh, this could be big because we haven't seen this yet. If this is something huge, and they've missed this the entire time, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm gonna cry because I had a scene where Kane was right there.
My gut's telling me there's something there. It's either Bo or Kane, I'm calling it. Alright, let's see. And
it is.
Blind. It's the 4th sword upgrade!
So that is 1 hour, 7 minutes of a swordless seed when all you had to do was go to Eastern and get 2 of them.
Yep. To answer your question, chat, no, these are 2 separate races being run at the same time. It's Nickynoel versus Thalanee and Just Defend versus Final Form. But they're both running the same seed to make it easier for us.
Thalanee making quick work of the castle tower with the fire rod. Which doesn't really make sense, because all these guards have metal armor. How are you burning them to death with fire?
Well, if it's a constant in the flame, that armor will heat up like nothing. And at the very least, it'll burn you alive.
I always wondered, do those soldiers have bodies, or are they just like, I don't know how to say it, like just magically.
I think the storyline goes that they were brainwashed soldiers or corrupted soldiers by Agamemnon's magic.
Thalanee now finally making the play to Skullwoods now that he has a sword.
I'm amazed he's avoided Eastern for so long. He wants to make absolutely sure he's got a bow before he goes in there. He should be thankful there's no bow in there right now. He wants to make sure he has that big key too.
Which is weird, because Eastern's usually one of those dungeons that most runners, they go in there regardless. But to your point, if a lot of times you want to wait until you have everything to try to go into a dungeon.
All right, Defend now working on Misery Mire, Noel heading into Swamp, and Final Form working on Aga Tower.
Shades, if you don't mind while we're retreading over a lot of stuff, I gotta step away for a minute, if that's okay.
That's fine. You do what you gotta do.
I'll be back real shortly.
Honestly, as the chat's bringing it up, I'll go ahead and mention this. I think that's the reason why a lot of these runners are avoiding Pod, is they don't want to risk the recent soft lock that's been confirmed. We found out that with Keysanity in version 28, there is version 29, I think is what came out recently. There's been confirmed soft lock that if you defeat Helmassar King without checking all the chests, there's a risk of a soft lock there. So they're trying to make sure they're as careful as can be. But I don't think this seed's going to give them any choice. I think eventually they will have to go to pod. So I can understand them trying to avoid that like the plague, but eventually you kind of have to make the play that you don't want to make. It's like a lot of runners trying to avoid certain dungeons. Sooner or later, the seed is telling you, no, that's where you need to go.
Exactly. Dan Sydney, you're asking about a soft lock. So right now in version 28, there is a way you can get soft locked with the seed. If you go mode Helmassar and if you go mode Helmassar when there's other stuff in there, that's how you can get soft locked.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the keys that you need might be in pod, and if you use up all your other keys and you can't get to that one key, you might miss out on critical items. And as Chad has pointed out, there was actually a race earlier today where that actually happened. So they're probably gonna fix that up for the next version. I'm sure they're working on that as we speak. So it probably won't be around for too long, but for right now, they do need to be careful about that as they go through this tournament. Basically, the simple idea is, before you go to Helmassar King, make sure you check every chest. Once you've opened every chest, you're safe. Make that the priority. Even if you have the big key, check the other chests first.
Speaking of which, it looks like that's where Final Form is heading.
Nope.
Or not. Or
they could be heading to Hobo. That works too. Yeah, as Walter points out, if you're in full go mode, if you have everything you need, then you're okay to do it. But make sure that you are clear. Make sure you have everything you need before you go fight Helmassar King. It's the simple philosophy there.
Ciaris is asking, why does going to the boss matter? Because you need a small key to get to Helmassar. And so if you use one of the 6 to do that, when you need to get something else, that's where it can burn you.
All right, looks like Final Form is finally making the play on the Palace of Darkness. And to answer your question in chat, Sarah Zelda, no. As far as they've looked into this. As far as we know, they cannot softlock any other dungeons. It's only pod that seems to have this issue. All the other dungeons seem to be perfectly fine.
$20.
Yeah. I'm gonna check the back end of pod first, get all those out of the way, especially if there's more keys waiting back there.
Mm-hmm. He's only got 1 left. He only had 3, and the other runners have 4, so he's only got 1 more key to...
Yep, he's gonna have to play a game of 3-door Monty. 5-arrow upgrade. And a compass to Skull Woods. All right, if I were a betting man, I would take the Dark Maze right now with 3 items. Better chance of finding at least something, but nope, he's going to make the play downstairs and hope he finds something in this one chest. And it's just a map. And we just now confirmed Pyramid Fairy only had a big 20 and a heart container, so Pyramid Fairy is out. Oh, wait a minute. Final form. I think I see what he's doing. He's going for the he's going for the hammer yump.
He's a much braver man than I am.
And me too. I do not know how to hammer yump, and that is one of the trickier bomb jumps to learn.
And he's got it.
Yeah, but he does not have the big key, so he cannot check the big chest. But he can check the 2 chests down here in the Dark Maze. So let's see what he finds. The bow!
The D!
Oh, nice find! Let's see what the other item is in here. The boomerang. So, ladies and gentlemen, business has just picked up.
That also means he has 2 more chests he can check now that he can get to the bow lock portion.
Yep. He's probably going to do that right here. He finds a piece of heart there in that bottom chest, and now he's going to head over here to said bow locked area. So we're still, as Chad points out, we're still missing the cane. And of course, the big keys that we're looking for. Eastern Palace, Pod. Those are still needed. And with those silver arrows, that's going to make using this bow so much more delicious. All right, let's see what else we find here. We got 2 more chests to check now. We got big key to Swamp. And just a piece of heart. All right, so he's going to immediately mirror over. He's going to... Oh, nope, he's not going into Eastern. Where is he going to go? Ah, he's making the play on Ice Palace. He hasn't been there yet.
It's going to be a little disappointed.
True, but he's got to go there because it is a crystal.
True that.
Now both thalanee and Nickynoel both on their way to Pod.
So there's the big chest and Swamp. That now opened up. That big key from Pod.
Yep, we might have a required double dip there. We'll see if that comes into play later.
A small key is on the pedestal.
Oh, the cruelty. Because what if that's a pod pig? What if that's a pod key?
It said the small key of evil's bane. Does the name matter?
Yes, that does give you a hint to where it goes. Oh, that's a GT small key.
Ah.
So we were so close. Almost had the big key there, but no, it's a small. We know it's a small key, so not gonna happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, the dream is officially dead.
Press F to pay respects.
Also, that lost it. That lost it. Was that an Undertale reference there? Useless, useless, useless! Don't think I didn't catch that. Elminster, you need at least 1 small key for Ganon's Tower if you're to go up the gauntlet. Other than that, You don't need more than that unless the big key is actually in Ganon's tower and you have to dig fully into it. That's the only way that key is going to become significant. Even then, there's a chance you may not need it at all. Yeah, Eastern Palace, I think, is probably going to be the play at this point. I mean, obviously, we can still check Swamp Palace big chest now that we have that big key.
They don't have...
That would be the most likely play.
But they don't have the big key for Eastern, so the two chests that are
left... Yeah, good point. Thalanee now has his bow. He's going to be checking the rest of the dungeon, get that Swamp Palace big key. He might be the first one to make that play because he's already been to Ice Palace, so he has no reason to go back there. Though he could also go to Mire at this point since they have that. But then again, running that without the cane, since we still have not found that yet, that might not be a good idea. Riflin, the Poe was in pod. It was in the Dark Maze. Sarah Zelda, I don't think it'd be a good idea to play that just yet. We still have a couple more chests unaccounted for. A couple more keys might be needed. We probably could get 1 or 2 more keys before we make that safe play. Because we still have the big chest itself, and we also have that center chest there floating around that we haven't checked yet.
That lost it. The only thing with what you're saying about the bow location. They have 5 keys. And I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
here.
I think they only need 1 more key because they need to check that center chest there in the lobby area.
Right.
And then they would also need to check.
They
also need a small key to get to Helma.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that the only way Final Form got there was because he hammer jumped, and so in theory, you would need the key to get there if you don't, because the hammer jump isn't in the logic.
All right, Thalanee finally checking out Eastern Palace. Since he's already gotten the 2 swords, he's going to have Butter Sword by the end of this. Since he's going to be checking every chest here, most likely. But again, he can, and since the big key's not on here, he's not going to be able to full clear this dungeon. But by the time he gets to that vanilla big key chest, he's going to have Butter Sword. He'll probably be one of the only ones that gets Butter Sword, since nobody else is heading into the sewers area where that last sword upgrade is. Also, shout out to our buddy Ack the Balker, who just, with a $4.99 resub. Thank you, my friend. All right, looks like Just Defend might be, since he hasn't been to Swamp yet, he might be the first one to check that big chest. Oh, no, he hasn't gotten the key yet. He didn't get the big key. Indeed, Thalanee now has his Butter Sword. He's going to be heading over to Misery Mire trying to see if maybe that cane is in a truly vanilla location. We know it's not. He does not. My gut's telling me there's something in that Swamp Palace chest. There's something there.
Have they checked Bombo's tablet yet?
No, I don't think anyone has. I know Ether tablet got checked. That's where we found the ice rod. And so far, Final Form's the only one who's got that. Good question from ShwayGuyEXE. What's to stop somebody from listening to the stream for information? Well, one, it's actually against the rules, and if you get caught doing that, you'd be disqualified. But in terms of like why they wouldn't actually do it anyway, yeah, it's basically a gentleman's agreement. I mean, there's nothing on the line here. There's no prizes. There's no money on the line here. This is just for fun and for pride. So honestly, there's really no reason for them to cheat. If you're going to go out of your way to cheat something like this, you're just being an idiot, in all honesty. You know. Oh, Just Defend, got to get his butter sword now. And answer how they would get caught, there's ways to tell. If you see them suddenly shifting gears and going in a very obviously different direction than they were planning, than it looked like they were going to, very often, and reacting and going to places that we had just mentioned, trust me, there's ways you can tell. But again, a lot of these runners, they're very proud people, guys. They're not going to put their dignity on the line just to cheat a little bit. There's no reason for these guys to do that. If there was money at stake, maybe I could see someone trying it. But if you're just doing it for the fun, there's no point. It's no fun doing it that way.
And honestly, like the props to the speedrunning community. A lot of these people are really nice and really supportive of each other. And that would just be a really low move to just cheat for something when when there just isn't anything on the line.
Yeah, you don't want to get on the bad side of this community, not because they're jerks or anything, but quite the opposite. This is a very loving family. I mean, they welcomed me in with open arms when I was a nobody. They don't even know. I don't speed run. I don't do any of this stuff, and yet they still welcome me with open arms. I would not want to do anything to hurt this community when they're so welcoming.
Exactly.
All right, so 3 of our runners now also have riot shields at this point, which is always, it's not always helpful, but it's nice to have.
Is Final Form about to go check the swamp chest?
And to continue that question there, would it be less bad if they cheated when there's something online? Not that it's less bad, it's just more than likely someone would be willing to do it. It's still bad, it's still just as bad either way. It'd just be more likely to happen if there's something at stake.
Yep, he's going to Bombos.
No, this could be a good play here. Let's see what Final Form finds here. All right, what's the Bombos tablet have for us? It's a small key. It's a pod key. That's actually a really good find for Final Form because he only had 3 keys up until this point. He's only found 3 of the keys, so that 4th one will allow him to check one of those other chests. But in the meantime, he's going to head back into Swamp now. He's going to check that big chest.
I don't think he ever went in there.
Yeah, but he's got the big key now, so he can check that chest along the way.
Yep.
So if there's something in that big chest, he's going to have an extreme advantage here.
There almost has to at this point.
Like again, my gut's telling me there's something there. It's either the Eastern big key or it's going to be the cane. Defend also in Swamp Palace, but he does not have said big key, so he cannot check it. Nickynoel checking Bombos now, getting that small key. That's going to be even better for them because that puts them up to 5 keys. They might be able to, once they find the pod big key, they'll be able to full clear. thalanee now getting his ice rod from the ether tablet there. Oddbit, no, cheating is definitely not allowed in this tournament. There are rules in place for that. And again, there's no reason to do it. So yeah, no, you can get disqualified if you get caught cheating, whether it be screen watching or major glitches, overworld glitches being the big thing. Minor glitches like water walking, fake flippers, and other such things, that's okay. But anything major that would help you like get extremely far into a dungeon, like clipping on the overworld, that kind of stuff is actually considered illegal.
Yep, you're going down first.
He's going to go down first. He wants to check the rest of this.
Here we go.
It's the other pod key!
Oh!
Which means it's actually not, it's somewhat helpful, but not super helpful. Because that means there's got to be something in that last chest.
Oh.
There's that one small chest in pod that we still haven't checked yet. Yeah, it's looking very likely we may have to triple dip pod. The only way Kane is not required in this case is if Eastern Palace is the last pendant. No, actually, no. It would have no. Actually, no. There's no way. Kane has to be required because at this point we've got one pendant left, which means either Misery Mire or Turtle Rock has to be a crystal. Therefore, Kane is required. It cannot be in Ganon's Tower. I can guarantee you that.
We know Mire is a crystal. They have the map. We know it's a crystal.
So Canis Mario is required no matter what. Then now working on Argus here, but with Butter Sword, it's a joke of a fight. Takes him out very quickly, gets his small key, and gets his crystal.
All right. Nickynoel is going to pod. He's got 5 keys, so he can check all the chests.
Absolutely, he'll be able to check all those chests, but we're still looking for that big key. All right, defend now. Check getting that pod key from the Bombos tablet. So it looks like it's down. We're quickly running out of locations at this point, folks. This is getting intense.
Where's Phantom Rio when you need him?
All right. You know what? Screw it. I think this is one of those few occasions where if we get it, I'm gonna steal his line.
I was actually thinking of stealing his line.
Oh no. Trust me, there's very few people who can do that line that as well as he does, but I'm one of the few that comes close.
I'll let you have the honors then.
Or we could both do it, as Sarah Zelda points out.
Now, with this being my first commentating race, I don't want to make any major mistakes in the first one.
It's understandable, my friend, but don't worry, you're doing good. All right, Nickynoel now heading in. Nickynoel could be the first. She's gonna be the first one to check that chest.
Here we go.
What is in that chest? It's gotta be Kane. Sure enough, that's where it was this entire time.
Wow. So both Bo and Kane are in pod.
And this is why we said, folks, make sure you come armed with keys, because that's why you need them. 2 big items in pod, and so many of our runners passed them right up. Though Thalanee got it, and now Final Form's going to get it here shortly. Thalanee heading right to Meyer to go take on Vitreous.
Thing is that you still can't finish it because we've checked all of the chests. The big key is not here. It's either in Meyer or Turtle Rock.
And chat pointing out something yet. We still have not found the GT big key yet. And now Final Form got to find his cane of Samaria. Probably not happy to find it that late in. Okay, to answer a question in chat, what are the rules for Keysanity? Basically, you play the game, you get to Ganon, and you beat him. The trick is that all of the items and all of the dungeon items, compasses, maps, and keys have all been shuffled all over Hyrule. So you have every chest now has something completely different than what you would probably expect in the vanilla game. So you need to find every key that you can find to complete all the dungeons and get to it. Yes, small and big keys as well as maps and compasses are outside of the dungeons.
Yes. Yeah, Final Form's trying to go to Helmstar. He does not have the big key.
He's going to regret that play.
This is where Keysanity earns its name, because normal randomizer, you know you would have found the big key by this point. Keysanity, not so much.
And now Just Defend going to pick up his cane of Samaria here in pod, while Thalanee is finally on his way to Vitreous with the bow and silver arrows. This will be a joke of a fight. In fact, most of the fights this seed have been pretty laughable, considering we've had all the gear we've got.
Yeah, all these runners have been doing really good. I mean, it's not really... It's not real easy right now to say who's ahead. It's really going to come down to execution. And a big glove on Vitreous. So...
Not what he was hoping for.
I think that means Turtle Rock.
It's Turtle Rock time.
Final Form's gonna go into Meyer and finish that off. And you're about to say?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, we have both the rods, we have both the cane now, we've got the big key, we've got all 4 small keys. There's no choice now.
Yeah. And they've checked everything in Eastern and Potter, which are the only 2 dungeons left, so it's... Something is in Turtle Rock.
So let's see what we're looking for at this point. And also, Thalanee does not have silvers. Did he not check that one chest into Misery Mire? Oh, we might be seeing a silverless Ganon fight here on Thalane's end.
He has butter though. That it's not as
that hard, but it's gonna be trickier than what Nickynoel's gonna have to deal with. She's got a better advantage here. But the things we'll be expecting to find in here are the Eastern Palace and Pod Big Keys, and potentially the shovel. Those are the only 3 major items we still have yet to find. Oh, yeah, he does have silvers. Okay, never mind. I was going to say. All right, well, it's all right, Walter. It happens to the best of us. Hell, I've made that mistake before, so at least we fixed it now.
Let's give another shout out to our runners, or our trackers, Slim Kirby and Walther. Is it Walther 4 or Walther IV?
Walther 4.
All right. Shout out to them. They're doing amazing work keeping track of everything for us.
It's not an easy job, folks. Trust me, I've done tracking before. I think I just saw a key to high. What was that? A key to what?
It was an Eastern burrito in Turtle Rock, if that's what you were looking at.
Oh. Okay, so we got the map to Eastern Palace starting off. I was gonna say, are you not gonna check the roller room there?
Mudkip guy, not really, because everyone who's running right now is just streaming this on Twitch. So, and with this just being a ROM, there's really no way to like have like a built-in tracker.
There technically is if you're streaming it on your own channel, because I believe there's a way to set up the SRAM for it. Yep, there's the shovel
for chivalry.
But as far as for our tournament's sake, no, there's no way for us to automatically track it.
Love me some Shovel Knight.
Hey, nothing wrong with that game. And you got 10 bits for it, too. Yeah, Tunnel Monkey, there are scripts that could auto-track if you're doing it yourself. And if you set up the SRAM on the Randomizer website, you can set that up. But as far as us tracking it, no, there's no way for us to automatically track it. That'd be a lot of work to set something like that up. All right, now both Nickynoel and Final Form also heading to Turtle Rock. And we got another key there, so we're going to check that one chest.
Which they have all 4 keys that are out in the overworld, so they can check everything.
Hey, some free blue potion. I'll take that. A little bit of high-five action there from Noel in Final Form. All right, so next up for thalanee will be the Mimic Cave. See if we can find something in there. Yeah, credit to our runners here. They're not too far behind each other here in terms of dungeons. I mean, Just Defend didn't do Tower of Hera, but then again, it's a pendant, so not necessary. So he's pretty much evened up with everybody else.
And when you're this close, one fall off a Ganon or one inadvertent hug from him, and this race can change in a hurry.
No kidding. All right, what's in the Mimic Cave? Just a 5-er. And Slimmer Kirby points out we did find the map for Turtle Rock, and we've got a map check, so all of the pendants were in the light world.
Wow. Is this game even randomized?
All right, almost doesn't feel like it.
Was this Ashery turning it and asking if it was a linear race? No. There's been at least double dip and pod. It has not been linear at all.
5-bomb upgrade there for thalanee.
What were you about to
all
say?
of our runners are in Total Rock.
Yep. Looks like whatever's left, some's got to be on Laser Bridge. Which they all have riot shields, so they should be fine with that.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be too difficult to do Laser Bridge. They've got the cape, they've got half magic, they've got the mirror shield. It shouldn't be too much difficult to get through there. Oh, and yeah, there's still shovel spot now that we found the shovel in Turtle Rock. Oh,
Thalanee got...
oh! Whoops!
Oh.
Alan got a little lost there. That invisible sprite throwing him off a little bit there.
Like I said, simple execution mistakes can make all the difference right now.
Yep. All right, let's see what we find. First up, we find a map to Swamp. Well, that's kind of useless. There's some small love. There's our big key to Skull Woods. There's another location to check.
Oh, yes.
That red beetle there giving a little trouble, but he gets through. And our last chest, just a big 20, so it's down to try next.
Oh. How trolly would it be if it's either the shovel spot or the swamp big chest?
Or the Skull Woods big chest.
Or Skull Woods, yeah. We already had the swamp big chest earlier.
Yeah, that was just a pod big key, or a pod small key. But yeah, what we're looking for now is the big key to pod, so we can finish off Helmassar King. And worse yet, there's still one place that could be that they don't want to go to at this point. If we know that Eastern Palace is a crystal, what if it's on the Armos Knights?
Oh, that wouldn't be. That wouldn't. I would say that's not too bad because Eastern's pretty quick to get to them, and you got silver, so you can just mow through those guys.
Yeah, but here's the problem: we don't know where the Eastern Palace big key is either.
What if that's in the shovel spot?
Exactly, or in Skull Woods. Well, let's find out here. thalanee is working on Trinex now. Gonna try to. Couldn't quite get the quick kill, but he's gonna get an easy, pretty fast kill on that one. What does the snake drop for us this time? It's a big key to Eastern Palace.
Oh!
So that means we have 3 locations left to check: the shovel spot in the Sacred Grove, the Skullwoods big chest, and the Armos Knights, as well as the Eastern Palace big chest.
And they're right, we still have not found Ganon's, the GT big key.
Yeah, we may have to check all those spots just to find that before we go up there, because you don't want to go up to Ganon's Tower without the big key unless you know for certain it's there. It's a gamble. All right, so thalanee gonna take the fastest one to check, which is the shovel spot. And just a piece of heart. So where does he go next? Skull Woods or Eastern? He's going to Eastern.
2 places to check there.
And Arizona, I think I kind of agree with Thalane's routing here. Check the shovel spot since it's like real quick, easy to get to, quick to check, and then go to Eastern because you've got 2 potential spots to check. Skull Woods is the last resort because it's not that hard to get to, but it's still a little out of the way. And only 1 location to check. Folks, we can already confirm Pedestal Seed is already dead. That was only a Ganon's Tower small key. Though at this point, if we have to go checking into Ganon's Tower and we're already going to have all 3 pendants, I'd go ahead and grab that. All right, moment of truth for Thalane. What's in this big chest here? He's hoping for something good. It is a 5er.
Armos Knights.
It's down to the Armos Knights for Thalane. He's hoping that has the big key to Pod, and he hopes that the Helmassar King has the GT big key, or else he's going to have to check Skull Woods, and then after that, Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, at this point with Eastern being a pendant dungeon, Pod Key has to be in one of these 2 spots. You can't get into Ganon's Tower without beating Pod.
Final Form going to check the basement of Terra. We know that only has a single rupee, so he's going to be very disappointed with that mistake. All right, what did the Armos Knights drop? It's a compass to Turtle Rock.
Yes, the GT big key can be in Ganon's Tower.
So that means we have to check Skull Woods. It has to be in Skull Woods.
And once again, to the point about Keysanity, double dipping Skull Woods just to check the big key. That lost it is right. It's got to be the Pod key. Talane's about to check the pedestal, but we know it's there.
Yeah, but he's got all 3 pendants. He could just go ahead and blind pull this. And
True.
If it is in Ganon's Tower, having that extra small key could come in handy.
I mean, at this point, the big key has to be there. Like, Skullwood, unless
he's bombing the pedestal.
He's not gonna be too happy.
And there it is, small key to Ganon's Tower. All right, I think we're far enough away. Can somebody clip that, please?
There's the big key to Pod in Skullwoods. Nickynoel just got that.
So there it was. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, since we pretty much can confirm that the GT big key is either in Pod or in Ganon's Tower, do you know what time it is? Everyone check your watches. You know what time it is? It's Gomo time.
Talane's going into Ice Palace.
He didn't check the big chest in here, I don't think, and we know there's nothing there.
This could be huge. Because Nickynoel is effectively in go mode right now. Count Extreme clipped that for you.
I already got it. All right, so we're watching Nickynoel here. With this, Noel has taken the lead. Because up until now, thalanee has been in the lead for this entire race, but because he's going to Ice Palace, Nickynoel, she's going to be able to take the lead from him, being the first one to go in again his tower at this point.
Now, it is possible the GT Big Key could be on Helmasaur.
And to make matters worse, Just Defend now also getting the big key for Pod in Skull Woods. He didn't even go into Eastern, so he's going to be happy to pick this up. So he's going to take the lead.
Yes. They're in the lead, but they're certainly not out of the race. Or, Thalanee and Final Form aren't certainly out of the race. You still have to execute Ganon's tower.
And there are ways for it to troll you between Trolldorm 2 and, of course, Ganon himself. Alright, so Nickynoel now about to head into Helmasaur King. This is the moment of truth now. If Helmasaur King has the big key for Ganon's tower, it's going to be a very quick run for Nicky. But if not, that means we're gonna have to dig into Ganon's tower to find it, because there's no other locations left to check. We have literally checked everything.
Does that mean we could do the big key guessing game for once?
I think in this case we might just do that. Let's see. Nickynoel with a one-shot kill on Helmasaur thanks to those silver arrows. What does the big lizard drop? It's just triple bombs! So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way to Ganon's tower. There are precisely 22 possible locations inside of Ganon's tower where that big key could be hiding. Put your guesses in chat. Where do you think it's going to be?
With how trolly this seed has been, I'm just going to go ahead and just say it's in the tile room number 22.
Oh, going big. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it's in... I'm going to say it's in the fire bar room.
And someone asked earlier, yes, this is two separate races. For those that just joined us, Nickynoel and Thalanee are racing themselves. Just Defend and IsntMyFinalForm are also racing. It is the exact same seed, though. So there are going to be two winners in this.
Thalanee now finally going to be heading into Skull Woods, getting his big key to Pod here very shortly. Not too far behind, but far behind enough that it could make a difference.
Just Defend keeps trying to do the hammer jump. What would he be trying to get, though?
I don't know.
I guess Ganon... No,
oh,
it's
the
probably...
big key. The big chest.
Right.
He hasn't... We haven't seen that. It's just a big 20, unfortunately. And Final Form also getting his Ganon's Tower small key from the pedestal.
Another unsatisfied customer.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Final Form... Oh, and he, Frustration slashes ahead. And he bombs the pedestal as well.
You mad, bro? All right, Nickynoel is going to be the first going into Pod. Or going into Ganon's Tower.
Just over 2 hours into this race, we finally get to Ganon's Tower.
Which, considering this is Keysanity, that's actually pretty good.
Considering we pretty much 100% of this game, that's pretty good.
True that. Because that is the one thing about Keysanity that can be trolly about this. You may need to go into Ganon's Tower to get something to get the big key. You're not necessarily done if you go into Ganon's Tower. Alright.
Alright, first chest is a big 20-second chest. Triple bombs. And we've got 2 keys already, so Nicky is going to go ahead and check the right side. Sarah, yes, we have checked the second chest in Agatar. I believe it was just a heart container in there.
Yes.
Having a little trouble with that last torch, but gets in there. All right, next up we got a 10 arrows. We've got the map to Turtle Rock. Well, that's useless now. Heart container. And looks like 300 rupees? 100 and 300. I'm not. Yep, 300.
While we have a second, I have to say, in all my years of playing Link to the Past, which is this game came out in '91, so that's probably got to be like what 25 years. I never thought to use Kane to hit that switch. I always would use bombs.
And we find a key to Aga Tower in Ganon's Tower.
There was just a small. What was in Lumberjack? It wasn't. We figured out it wasn't important, right?
It was Kane of Brine.
Oh yeah. All right, chest number 7.
Number 9, number 10. Just big 20, number 11. Big key. There it is! Big key at number 11.
There we go. Yeah, well, I lost count. I forgot about the torch in that one other chest.
That happens.
All right. Here we go. Execution time.
Yep. It's time for Nickynoel to run the gauntlet. As thalanee finally defeats Helmassar King, getting his last crystal. He'll be following up soon. And if he goes left side first, he could catch up. You know, that's a good question. Why is Justifen doing Armos Knights?
Because he hasn't checked the pedestal, and he probably is still looking for the big key.
Ah, good point. Good point.
We know where it is. He doesn't.
That's going to cost him because Final Form now just finishing off Helmassar King, getting his last crystal. He'll be hitting the Ganon's Tower shortly. And thalanee going to go ahead and check the big chest as well. Which means it's going to delay a longer time for him to find that, because we know where the big key is in Ganon's Tower. So Nickynoel had make the right calls. Is likely to take this race at this rate.
Yeah. The one thing to reiterate here is they don't know what we know. So this isn't necessarily the wrong play. It's just we know it is, but they're still trying to figure out where the big key is.
Well, it is the wrong play. It's just not a bad play. That's the difference. It's not the bad play to make. It's just not the right play to make. Because from what we know. Nickynoel now working on land mode 2 here. To answer a question in chat, yeah, the reason why we're doing a lot of 4-man races like this is we have a ton of races to comment to restream right now. I mean, and even with as many of these 4-ran races we're doing, we're still not able to restream all of the races that are going on here. We're doing like 103 races a day during these Swiss stages. That's how insane this 103 stages a week, I think is what it is.
Well, we had like, I think it's 103 races a week. Because we have like at least
103 to 104 races every single week. So you can imagine, because we have 208 people running this tournament right now. That's how crazy this is. So we have to fit in as many races as we can at any given time. And Just Defense still looking for that big key, going back into Swamp. Oh, Nicky, though, having some trouble in the torch room there. Hopefully they have enough time. Now, Nicky does need to be careful here. Okay, I think she avoided the soft lock there, because there is a glitch where if you go up the stairs as the door is closing, it will despawn all of the enemies up this floor, which makes it impossible to continue.
Nicky tried to powder and forgot. You need magic to powder.
She did not realize that there's a full magic refill right there in one of those skulls.
Well, considering I didn't know that there was a full magic refill in one of those spots, probably.
Pretty good fight there with Trolldorm 2 there for Nickynoel.
Thalanee
got a hook shot aside. She's gonna check this last chest.
No,
she's not.
And Thalanee went right, so
yeah, which means that's gonna buy Nicky more time for her to complete this run. Now Nicky working on Agate 2 here. Pretty decent starting salvo here. But only could get a single on that shot. Let's see if she can get better on the second one. Oh, almost got a double, but ended up getting blue balled. Oh, and thalanee just heading full, hoping up to the ice almost, unfortunately wasting more time because the big key is not here.
Nope. In the hook shot room.
They'll say hi to Bob. The only thing that's saving thalanee is the fact that Nicky is having some serious trouble with Agate 2, but she gets him down. That takes care of Agate 2, and now it's time for the big pig.
You got butter and you got silvers. Just don't make any risky mistakes. And this is...
Yeah, you got butter, you got silvers, you've got red tunic, you've got a good amount of health. Unless you royally mess up and get trolled off the ledge, she should have no problem with this fight.
What is Just Defend doing?
He's going for the pedestal because he doesn't know the big key's not there.
Ah. I've been so focused on Nickynoel, I missed that. Phase 2. Cape strats. That should be enough slashes for phase 3.
He's already on to phase 3. Trying to get those double shots with the silvers, but not having much luck there. Ooh, gotta be careful.
Using the blue potion.
Good call. Keeps her health and magic up. One more hit should do it. And there we go! We've got bacon! And Nikki enters the room and finishes with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 44 seconds. Sit your GGs in chat, folks.
GG indeed. That was quite the seed.
That was insane. That was key-sane, shall we say.
I see what you did there.
And Nickynoel joining us here in the channel right now. Congratulations on your win, Nikki.
Thanks a lot. Ah,
So how you feeling after that?
I don't know. I had like quite some methods just from gameplay. Routing was mostly fine, and my thoughts were just the only things that saved me here are my early Eastern dip because the other thought upgrade was in Skullwoods, and the relatively quick big key find.
Yeah, you actually avoided the pedestal. I think you were the only person to not go for the pedestal, which actually had the other GT small key, but obviously you didn't need it, so you were in good shape.
Yeah, that was kind of probably accidental. I just never had the big key for Eastern and found the map for Eastern while being in T-Rock, so I could just in front of Mimic Cave check which is the pendant. And then because I felt behind kinda, I just was like, well, the big key of GT has to be in GT, else I'm screwed anyway, because everyone else probably has it.
Yeah, actually that worked out in your favor because you didn't do Eastern Palace like Thalanee did. You ended up pulling ahead because you were behind for a good amount of that race, but that move actually put you in the lead and gave you enough time to catch up, to pass him up and take the win.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking pot. Don't have the boat, don't have the big key, and still you have to go there.
That's
I know,
always...
right? Had both Kane of Samaria, and Bo in there. That was ridiculous.
Both progression items. It was, yeah. Definitely something.
Oh, and Thalanee getting trolled-ormed.
Ouch.
Meanwhile, Final Form now, he has finished off Act 2. He's on his way to the pig. But, yeah, no, other than that, I think you did pretty good overall there. You found a good amount of the items pretty quickly. You didn't have, the routing, routing was all over the place for everybody, but it was decent.
Like, execution-wise, probably like 6-7 minutes lost. But I mean, for a full clear seed, basically a 2-11 is still a great time. Can't complain about that.
No,
not at all.
I
For a
usually
Keysanity
say-
race, that's pretty good.
And yeah, Zora was never allowed to have anything.
No, never.
No.
I was like buying the potions and was like, you could do now to Bumper Cave. And yes, and I just realized, no, Zora, you're just not allowed to have anything.
Also, something else you skipped was, of course, the last chest there after Moldorm 2. We just confirmed it's actually the swag net that was in there.
Nice one. Nice one.
Indeed. Oh, man.
Final form is
But,
on the last phase. Didn't get the torch glitch in though.
But he doesn't need it because he's already got his last hit there. Down he goes. Doesn't need the torch glitch. We got bacon for him.
But yeah, especially since I went to Eastern that early, there was just no reason for me to like dip back until I actually know what's going on. Like, I didn't even have the big key, so what did I really want to do there?
It was also
Why is
interesting.
it big key? I think I never found it, did I? Oh no, I did. But pretty. It wasn't T-Rock, wasn't it? I don't know. I at least always had the feeling I didn't have it, so there's no reason to go there.
Well, that was the fascinating thing for us to watch because you went to Eastern early and got the swords, and Thalanee for like over an hour did not have a sword at all.
Yeah, especially when I saw like the sword upgrade on Morsula and was like, yeah, so for that sword upgrade you also need a sword. I mean, sure, and the last sword upgrade was in Hyrule Castle Basement. That's also not a place you usually check, so I found it pretty likely that there would be people that would be without sword for a long time.
I understand. Also, we should comment, Final Form did finish up his SRL time, 2:15:44. He will not be joining us for an interview, but he will be in the chat, so we can say hi to him in there, as Thalanee is now working on the pig on his end.
Mm-hmm.
And on the same note, Justifend now working on his fight with Aga 2 here. He actually took the longest time because he decided to dip into everything to try to find that GT big key before going into Ganon's Tower. And Final Form in the chat. Again, congratulations on your win there, Final Form. Nicely done.
And Thalanee has got bacon as well.
Nicely done for Thalanee here. He's going to enter the door, and we'll get his time as well. And he enters in with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 48 seconds. Nicely done.
GG to all of our runners.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, as our tracker Slim Kirby points out, Justifend actually found the pod big key before a lot of you guys, but because he opted to check everywhere else to find that GT big key, it ended up costing him the most time, and that's why he's now here in last place.
Mm-hmm.
I can totally understand that. Just looking at my tracker and seeing how many single item locations there were left. Probably for everyone else too.
Oh, Justifend's got to be careful. He's only got, the only 2 potions that are left are green potions.
Oh, he definitely does not want to take too much damage right now. And Thalanee now joining us here in the channel. GG there, my friend.
Hello?
We hear you.
We hear you.
Hey. I'm not really sure what to say, to be honest.
That was quite the seed. And look.
Nope. Nothing to worry about there, but... So how are you feeling after that race, aside from, confusion?
I feel like I should keep better track of my tracker, because I didn't mark the Skyward's big key, and so I was running around searching for the pod big key everywhere. And at the end, I had like no location left. Then I checked my pause menu and saw the big key, and I was like, oh, alright.
Ouch.
Yep, I probably gave it away because of that.
Would not be surprised. I went out of T-Rock and checked Shovel, and right after that, Skywoods, and had a lot of single locations left. So if you did all that stuff like Thief Sound big key, big chest, Swamp big chest.
I had the Thief's Town big key before I went in there the first time.
Yeah, me
Not
too,
sure
but not
where
the
it was.
hammer.
Oh yeah, I got the hammer pretty early, I think. I'm not sure. Like, I took a really weird route and I got all of the good stuff pretty early.
Nicely done. Also, we should comment, Just Defend has finally finished here with a official time of 2:19:44. GG to Just Defend. He will not be joining us here, but again, both GG to you guys. Amazing race for that. It was a lot of fun to watch, let me tell you. Also,
Yeah.
Thalanee, I had to comment on you bombing the pedestal when you had to go pull that key.
Yeah, I only had the pedestal and the ice pedestal chest left on my tracker, and so I was like, yeah, it's probably there, the pot big key, right? So I bombed it, and then it was like a small key for Gan and Sao, and I was like, oh my god.
We actually got a clip of that too, so if you want to go check that out in the clip section later. But you know, other than that, the race was pretty straightforward. You guys, you know, I mean, aside from, you know, Pod just being in total troll for you guys, having to basically triple dip that place, which was a nightmare. But any last words from you guys before we wrap this up?
Not really, just want to say GG and thank you for everyone to watch and behind the scenes. And yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you guys for running. That was quite a race to watch.
Thanks for commentating and restreaming and tracking, not to forget.
Definitely not. Make sure you guys give all of our runners here, Nickynoel, thalanee, Just Defend, and IsntEvenMyFinalForm a follow on Twitch. Show your support for these guys. Shoutouts to our trackers, Slim Kirby and Walther4. Of course, myself and my co-commentator, Jex Reffi. Make sure you give us all a follow. Show your support for all of these amazing people to put this together. Make sure you also follow all of our speed gaming channels, Speed Gaming 1 through 4, Randomania 1 through 4, ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4. Keep up with all of the exciting racing action. To give you an idea of what we got, we've actually got a race going on right now. We got another four-person race with Hexmage and Zarby89, as well as Terrance versus Yukisaka 0 over on Speed Gaming 2. And we also have Andy versus Magius and Pachu versus X-Rock on Speed Gaming 3. And in about half an hour, right here on Speed Gaming, we'll have Solski versus Walking Eye and Zelga Dasan versus Dark Dylan. Then at 7, we have Slim Kirby and Final Flame 83, as well as Donut 7713 and Lyra on Speed Gaming 2. And at 8 o'clock, we have Number Play versus Maximum Barnage and Wef Jebster versus Buckshot Boo over on Speed Gaming 3. Yeah, I know, we got more, and but wait, there's still more. We have Kova 46 versus Terror on ALTTP Randomizer 1. We have Aces High 76 versus Ridley Dragon at 9:30 on ALTTPR 2. And then at 10, we have Sabo Tender versus In the Name of DT, as well as He's Just a Boy versus JLo 7 on Speed Gaming 2. And at 11, we have Trojan Dew 12 versus Mr. Barry Bonds on Speed Gaming 1. So much Keysanity action here going on for you guys later on today. Make sure you follow all of our channels and keep up with all of these exciting races. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys for joining us as always here on behalf of everyone here in the Speed Gaming family. My name is The Shades, and as I always like to say, rock on, everyone!